how confident are you that we're not going to see Meta and some of the other key big tech companies plunged into this sort of legal vacuum again?
Of course, it's very important to have a legal certainty for all the participants, or the big companies, not only in the US, also in Europe, to be sure that it's possible to organize a data flow between the European Union and the US and vice versa. And I'm very pleased that now we have had the opportunity to take a decision. In fact, considering that the protection is traveling with the data, so we are sure that we have the same kind of protection in the US than in Europe about the access of the intelligence community to the personal data, and concerning also the possible redress for the European citizens if they have some concern about the access of those agencies to their data. So it was a long, long journey with many negotiations with my counterpart in the US. But at the end, we have a very good and robust solution, I'm sure, to give, again, a legal certainty to all the participants.
But Mr. Max Schrems, of course, who's taken down previous versions of this, isn't that happy. Are you concerned that this ends up in the European top court again?
Well, it's quite normal that we have such a kind of new discussions before the Court of Justice. But I've proposed, first of all, to test the new US system, because we will have now, due to the executive order signed by the President Biden, we'll have now a very specific review court, a data protection review court, so a sort of administrative tribunal in the US, and it will be possible free of charge for all the European citizens to have an access to such a tribunal. So my plea is first to test the US system before to have such a criticism. But if it's needed to go to the court, we'll do that. And of course, we will defend the new system, because I'm quite sure that it's a very robust new system, very different in comparison with the Privacy Shield or the Safe Harbor that we have had before. And it was said also by the data protection authorities in Europe. They have said it's very robust, it's a real change. Of course, there are some remarks, and we have adapted our decision to take into account the remarks of the data protection authorities. But now we have a legal certainty. We will have the possibility to work with all the companies. Yeah. And of course, if it's needed, we'll defend our position before the Court of Justice.
It's interesting because just last week, of course, we had a new innovative social media offering announced. We had Threads come here in the United States and in countless other countries, but not in the EU, because Meta feels that the privacy law isn't clear enough for them to be able to unleash Threads because of some of the data sharing between Threads and Instagram. Do you think ultimately the EU will be able to provide clarity for companies that it doesn't stifle innovation for your citizens?
No, we try to promote innovation, and we have a lot of things to do in Europe to promote innovation in the digital world, and certainly about artificial intelligence, the cloud, and other kind of investment is needed to do more. But we want to do that with a human-centric approach. So we want to do that with a real protection of fundamental rights and real protection of the data, the personal data of the citizens. And I was very pleased here in California, I'm in San Francisco, to see that we have kind of the same approach. There's also a legislation at the state level to protect the personal data, and with an independent authority in charge of that. So maybe one day we'll have the same system at the federal level in the US with a privacy law. But for the moment, it's only at the state level, and so it was needed to organize such an agreement with the US authorities to be sure that it's possible to have transfer. But I want to insist on the fact you mentioned a new actor. Of course, it's very important that all the participants are in full compliance with the GDPR. So the legislation in Europe about data protection, which doesn't change the GDPR.
Yes.
We have just changed the access of the intelligence community and the law enforcement authorities to the data with a better protection and a better full respect of the two classical principles of necessity and proportionality if an agency wants to take over different kind of personal data.
Commissioner, we've only got 30 seconds, but do you think the AI Act will get that balance right between innovation and necessary protections?
But we are working on a risk-based approach, and everybody knows that there are some risks with the use of AI. I'm thinking about generative AI. It's very important to give a real transparency, so it's important that the users are knowing that it's possible to take AI as an instrument to organize the diffusion of a new video, a picture, or something like that. But I've seen also different kind of risk in some sectors. Transportation system, it's very dangerous sometimes to use the new technologies without safety rules. And again, this morning, I've seen a demonstration before the Parliament in California due to a reaction against autonomous cars. I've tried myself an autonomous car yesterday. But of course, we need to put into place a regulation about the use of such a car.